Good morning and welcome back to another session of Java programming language. In the last video, we have discussed, we have started the web programming using Java. In order to develop a good website or web page, one should have some knowledge of HTML, JavaScript, CSS, Servlet, and JSP. We have discussed in detail why Servlet is important, means what is the advantage of using Servlet in web development. Without Servlet we cannot create the dynamic web pages. Using HTML we can create only static web pages which are not responsive. Okay, if the client request needs some computation at the server side, we need to have some helper application like Servlet or JSP at the server side. In the last video, we have also discussed about the CGI. So in this video, I am going to give the detailed comparison between Servlet and CGI. Why Servlet replaces the CGI. So here are some points which gives Servlet some advantages over CGI. The first and most important advantage of Servlet over CGI is it is portable. Since Servlets are written in Java programming language, and we know that Java applications are platform independent, so we can easily migrate the Servlet from one web server to another web server. The second advantage is efficiency. CGI generates a new process for every incoming request, while the Servlet generates a new thread. So as we know, generating a new thread is much easier as compared to generating a new process. So Servlet is more efficient as compared to CGI. If we suppose for the same configuration server, we can run more, we can handle more Servlet requests as compared to CGI. The third one is language dependency. Actually, Servlet can only be written in Java, while CGI scripts can be written in many programming language like C, C++, Perl, Visual Basic, and many more. But the Java is language independent, so this is one of the benefit of using Java for writing the Servlet. And the one more important advantage of Servlet which makes it better than CGI is CGI programs terminates after serving the request, while Servlet remains in the memory. It means that Servlet lifecycle has three phase, basically three methods: init method, service method, and destroy method. So init and destroy methods are called only once in their life cycle, and it is always ready to serve inside the Servlet container. So obviously because of this, Servlet takes less time to serve the request. This is the Servlet request response cycle. I have taken this picture from the internet source. See, this is the client, this is the Servlet, this is the web server. Web server contains the application server or Servlet container, and Servlet container contains the Servlets. So how this process happens: client sends the request, request goes to the web server, then web server passes it to servlet container, then servlet container finds the appropriate servlet which can address this request from the pool of servlets. It actually see the appropriate servlet in a file known as web.xml, and then load the appropriate file, and then loads the appropriate servlet, and then calls its lifecycle methods. If the servlet needs to communicate with the database, if it needs some data from the database, it fetches the data from the database, prepare the response which need to be sent to the client, then it hands over the response to the web server, and then web server sends it back to the client. So this is modified, this is actually the client server architecture, which we have already discussed in the in our previous video. So this web server is the physical server, I mean this is the PC, and this servlet container is actually application server. It is basically the software. Example of servlet container is Glassfish server, Apache Tomcat, etc. And so this is the servlet request response cycle. Now let us discuss the lifecycle methods of servlet. As I have already discussed, Java servlet contains 3 methods. The lifecycle of servlet contains 3 methods: init method, service method, and the destroy method. This init and destroy methods are called once in the life cycle of servlet. So the signature of this init method is public void init, then servlet config, object of servlet config, and here we can write the initialization code. The signature is very important. Then the signature of service method is public void service. See, actually in the web programming we are actually working on request and response. We receive the request, process the request, and sends back the response. So user sends the request and server sends the response. So here in this service method there are 2 objects, request and response. This request is object of class servlet request, and response is object of class servlet response. Here we have declared 2 exceptions, servlet exception and IO exception, and here we can write the required code. And then the destroy method, this is also called once in the life cycle of the servlet. Here we can write the finalization code. So actually this method is called when we manually shut down the servlet container. This method is automatically called when we shut down the servlet container. See, servlet container is responsible for loading the servlet. Once the servlet is loaded, it remains in the memory, and if the request for that appropriate servlet, that particular servlet comes from the client, init method called, and then it is always on the service method. I mean, when the next client sends the request, the servlet container will directly invoke the service method. This initialization is done only once in the life cycle. It will not be called, this method will not be called again. So whenever a new request comes, it invokes, the servlet container invokes the service method, and this destroy method is called only when you shut down the servlet container. So our main method in the servlet life cycle is this one, service method, right? So now let us try to understand it graphically. The function of servlet container. Again, I have taken this picture from some internet source. So here you can see multiple clients are sending requests to the web server. This is the web server. Web server sends the passes the request to the servlet container. Now what servlet container do? Servlet container first loads the, actually there can be n number of servlets. So servlet containers first load the required servlet in the memory. Then it creates the object of that servlet, and then it calls the life cycle methods. First is called the init method. Actually these first three steps are performed only once, because if once a servlet is in the memory, it will remain in the memory until you shut down the servlet container. So these three steps will be performed only once, and then service method will be called. If again request for the same server for the same servlet comes, then this servlet container will invoke this service method directly, and this destroy method will be called only when you shut down or closes the servlet container, right? So this is all for today's lecture. We have seen what is the difference between servlet and CGI, and the life cycle methods of servlet, which are very important, and the role of servlet container. So in the next video we'll see some more theoretical aspects of servlet, and then we'll directly come to the practicals. So goodbye for now. Thank you.